Good morning. Welcome to the new podcast. We don't know what it's called.
MFers.
MFers. Apparently, we want to call it MFers because we think it's catchy, and it also stands for Man Farms, and also stands for Mother.
Yeah.
So who knows if that's going to stand or not? But that's the name for it as a time being. And my name's Amir,
My name's Gaurav.
and we're at Man Farms. What's happening this week? What are you doing this week?
I don't know. Start Monday off right. Do a podcast.
Dude, it's a beautiful day.
It's really nice.
Yeah, started to do a podcast. I think
Yeah.
podcasting has been pretty good in regards to just communicating.
Yeah, it's been good.
We should all do a podcast, the whole family, every Monday morning.
It's true. You gotta behave. Maybe not.
Nobody would show up on time.
Yeah. We don't show up in time.
What did you do? What did you do in the past week then? How about that?
Well, my friend got married. So I've been on the 1 week bender. That's basically what an Indian wedding is. You go
Yeah,
on a
the
1
wrong
week
culture, it's a mess.
You go on a 1 week bender. Dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I have an engagement function coming up. That's this Saturday. I'm getting engaged. I'm already engaged. This is weird. So I've already given my fiance a ring, right? So we're engaged, but we have an engagement function coming up. So on the Brown fam, we're not engaged. But I guess essentially we were engaged when the families came and talked.
Yeah, pretty much.
So a few months ago, my family and Manpreet's family sat down and talked. And at that point, we were technically engaged because we're like, okay, should we tell the families and then make it official? And that was everybody saying, yeah, let's make it official. And then from that point on, well, before that, Manpreet and I had a talk and then we were engaged. And then the families had a talk and the families were engaged. Now we're essentially announcing it to all our friends and families by throwing a party. So that's happening this Saturday. And we're going to start drinking around 2 o'clock.
Yeah, it's happening here.
2, 3 o'clock, yeah, in the back. It's almost done, all the prep.
That's the real problem. It's happening here.
Well, there's no problems. Everything's almost done.
No, we're just gonna be drunk
Yeah,
all
that's true.
day.
There's no control in that
Just
sense.
walk home.
Let's talk about Drove.
Sure.
That's a good topic to talk about.
Sure.
How has he been with your expectations?
He's been good. I didn't really have any expectations. He showed up. He's like, I want to work. I'm like, sure, let's start this. I gave him the tasks that like were like next level. Like they're not easy. I could try to get him those tasks. Like he's business development. I give him business development tasks. I'm like, okay, we want to go to Alberta, sell our wine there. Figure that out. We want to sell our wine in China. Figure that out. Australia. Figure that out. So he's laying down like the foundation for that.
And where's he at with it?
He was doing a lot of research. Alberta, we got far, so we're getting there.
What does that mean tangibly? Like, what has he given you in regards to progress update?
Well, Alberta specifically, we found the applications. We talked to people who have done it before.
Yeah.
And we've gone through the application to see what to do. And I feel like we're going to go to the meat and the bones of that this week. Get it started, maybe get it done.
Okay, then what?
Then we gotta go to Alberta. Want to go to the Rocky Mountain Wine Festival. It's happening in November. There's one in October, but I'm not going in October. It's like the second last week of October.
That's Alberta too?
Yeah, there's like Edmonton and Calgary, so I think I'm gonna go to the Edmonton one in November.
Yeah, but so now legally you'll be able to sell the wine in Alberta, right? Essentially,
You have to become your own agency.
you have to become your own agency.
Yeah, I literally cold called stores in Alberta.
Yeah.
First 2 stores were like, okay, we can't help you. The third store, it's like a needle in a haystack. Like, found this guy. He was the very first licensee in Alberta. He has his own agency. He has his own warehouse. So he brings in his own product for his own liquor store. And he has his own warehouse. So I couldn't have talked to a better guy. He sent me.
He does the entire process then.
He does it
Himself.
Himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he basically gave me a really good place to start. He's like, Alberta is very, very hard. No, BC is a really hard place to export anything to anywhere. because the tariffs and taxes on Canada obviously are really high, but on BC they're even higher, even provincially. That's why people go to they don't. A lot of people don't go to Alberta first. They go to like Saskatchewan, Manitoba, those places, and they skip over on Ontario because Ontario is a whole other beast. All their stores are government owned, so you need to get into the government stores. There's a lot of local wineries, breweries, distilleries in Ontario that are not in the liquor stores because of that.
Why is Canada like that?
They just have their own like. A lot of places like this, like the states are the same. Like they have all the states have different laws.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if for us to export our wine to Alberta,
Yeah.
right? You spoke to this one guy that said it's really difficult for you to export the wine into Alberta, but he's done it himself.
Yeah.
He handles all the licensing, you're saying, the warehousing, storage, and then also
Yeah.
the distribution as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so like, what are you thinking the plan should be?
Well, the biggest challenge is the price. Like we could just like drop our price to like margin, like cost to sell one.
Well, how does he do it?
Well, he told me he exports from like Germany, the States, places like that, Europe,
Into Alberta.
into Alberta. He's like, that's cheaper than importing from BC.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
So you don't think that you'd want to even export to Alberta?
I want to explore the idea. I want to actually get the wine there.
And see what it's like.
See what it's like. Because I feel like Alberta would be like a big Chilliwack. Like, Chilliwack's a really good market for us. I feel like Alberta would be like a big Chilliwack.
Why are you saying that? Because they're all country folk and hicks?
100%.
They're not all like that, though.
No, but still, like Vancouver's like one of the biggest cities in Canada. It's probably the second biggest city in Canada. Everybody's like posh and like they know what they like. They're very stuck in their ways.
Yeah.
Right? Then when you go to like a slightly smaller city, the dynamic changes so much. Like you go to Victoria, which is like Vancouver Junior, I feel like.
Yeah.
Right? And the whole vibe is totally different. They're not as like city oriented, they're more country, and our wine sells better there than it does in Vancouver.
In Victoria.
So I feel like Edmonton and Calgary would have that same vibe. At least I'm assuming so. Obviously they're big cities and they have those parts of them too, but like I met people from Alberta, I met people from Vancouver, and they're just a little different. So
What if you were to take the wine without it being bottled to Alberta and then resell it? Then package it there.
I thought about that.
And package it there.
We'll see what happens. I thought about that.
Because then you're just taking a raw product.
Yeah.
And it's not a product ready to sell. And then maybe then that can become an Alberta product.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that?
There's other ways around it. There's got to be ways around
Oh,
it.
100%.
Yeah.
If there's other people's liquor inside Alberta, then ours can go there too.
Yeah. And
I
other
think
side
Jordan
of it,
Peterson from Alberta, he said that he used to be there and drink a lot, and that's what pretty much everybody does, is just drink a lot.
Yeah. I told you, it's like Chilliwack.
So it might work well.
Let's see what happens. Yeah, other side of the stick is that we still haven't tapped out BC, so we still got to focus on BC.
I gotcha. So Joel understood all that by himself, or what?
Sometimes you assume people understand what they don't actually know. So the other day I gave him like a tour of the whole business and things like that. He had a better understanding of things. But he's like, you just need to have that attitude of like you can understand versus like, oh, I need to act like I understand.
Sure.
I don't know if you know the difference, but he actually wants to understand the whole thing, which I've noticed because he does the research. Like he generally does research. He works on his own at home. He doesn't charge us for that. So he's committed.
Yeah.
So
I think he has a good willingness to learn. He really has a good willingness to learn, and he has a willingness to try and take the initiative and do new things.
Yeah.
I think he's still learning how to do some things.
Of course.
For example,
Yeah.
Meridian called him. They called him yesterday, or like I don't know. Someone called him. I think it was Meridian.
Yeah.
They called him Sunday or Saturday or it was Friday, Thursday. I think they called him, but he didn't tell me till Friday evening. And I was like, "When did they tell you?" He said they called me. When did they call you? He said Thursday. I was like, "Why didn't you text me?" Could have just shot me a text and let me know, right?
Yeah.
Because I think Meridian. I had gotten a message from Meridian the day of.
Who's Meridian?
Meridian's one of the wholesale clients for strawberries. Because remember, he's working for the strawberries as well.
Yeah.
And trying to get our
There's a bunch
berries.
of Meridians, right?
There's 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're pretty good, and then they're obviously the client. They're similar to Kim's, but on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
And then he's just learning how in business or in school. Sorry, in business, it's much different than going to go work for a larger company such as Staples or going to school where things can wait. Things can't wait in business. They just have to kind of happen right now and then.
Yeah.
And that could just be our expectations of our employees, right?
Yeah.
But also someone who's involved in business development or someone who's reaching out to clientele needs to know that time is a priority, and when then they ask, you don't have to do anything, but you just let the person know if you're not available to do things, right?
Yeah.
So that was one thing that I really had to get explained to him. But that's not really a big thing.
They don't teach you that stuff in school. That's the problem. Like, they don't teach you.
Uh-huh.
It's common sense, but they don't teach you the small things in school. You learn them by doing things like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
That's very true.
If you know how you talked to Angela Saunders,
Yeah.
Mark Saunders, and they're like, oh, like, they don't have to have the right skills. They've got to be the right employee.
Yeah.
I feel like he fits that mold.
Yeah, he does.
I feel like he fits that mold.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
initially, he does for sure.
That's rare to find. I feel like, I don't know. It's still early.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see what happens.
Maybe he'll fit that mold.
Yeah.
And then what else? So, I think he was kind of stuck in regards to what he's okay. So we divided our clients for strawberry wholesale into 4 different categories, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
One was the small stores, which have one-off stores. Second one was like Kim's and Meridian, which have multiple stores.
Yeah.
Third was like Whole Foods, No Frills, and the fourth was like Super Center, Save on Food, Safeway, right, which have big operations.
Yeah.
And then, so for the 3 and 4, Safeway, Save on Foods, and Whole Foods, he was planning to look at different procedures in regards to how to actually get our berries into the store. And he just done like preliminary research that anybody would do from an overall company perspective. Like, look at Overwhelming Feed Group. They have this many things. This is how they get the food there. These are who they buy from. So like overall perspective stuff. But like we need tangible goals to hit, and key what's it called, performance indicators that they're looking for from potential vendors. So like Canada Gap, delivering this much time. This is how they want the communication to happen. So like that's what I was looking for, and I guess he didn't really know how to get that stuff. So him and I, what happened is that we sat down inside the office, and I was like, well, let's call Save on Foods to see what happens. Call the store. We talked to customer service. Customer service put us to a manager. The managers went to voicemail. I called back, asked for a different manager. We talked to that manager. The manager said, you need to call this office. We called this office. Got a secretary. Secretary said, you can send an email. I said, is it okay if I can just talk to that person on the phone? She said, yeah, here's the phone number. I called their produce purchasing person. He said, you need to speak to a merchandising person. Here's the email for merchandising. I sent him an email right away, and he got back to us pretty much right away. He said, we have all our strawberries for the entire season. Thank you very much, right, for giving us the opportunity. I replied back saying, thank you for your reply. When is a good time for us to contact you for 2020? And then also keep us in mind for the middle of July, because at that time of year, many farmers don't have strawberries. We will be one of the only farmers who do, right? And I sent that to him. Then he said, okay, give me a call Monday morning. Then he gave me his phone number. So I still have to call him today. But that's the process. It's never a straight like trajectory of
100%.
going A, B, C, D. It could go A, Jeff, J, K, and then back to Y and Z, right?
Yeah.
To where you finally meet some sort of get the person on the phone where you can actually interact and negotiate some sort of terms in what would service you and service them. Like for Jacob, right? So for the haunted, right? We're trying to get volunteers to help us with acting, because our payroll is so high for actors. But then also, Mom's always looked at, and I've always thought about donating or helping a charity that also helps the local kids and get them more involved.
Yeah.
So other farms, what they've done is that they've grown a specific type of food or product, like squash or something which is really wholesome for like food banks, etc., especially in that time of year when it's getting colder and a lot of people are looking to get donations from local communities, like the Abbotsford Food Bank needs donations.
Yeah.
And so farmers will grow these specific foods just for that purpose, and then how many hours a volunteer or someone spends working on your farm or for that specific thing, that's how much food they donate to the Abbotsford Food Bank. Does that make sense? That's essentially how people have done it in the past that
Yeah.
we've experienced with.
Yeah.
And so Jacob knows that, and then last week he touched base with Mom in regards to how to set that up, and also he talked about all the different pay specifics that we want to pay all the actors, and because actors are, a lot of them are younger, a lot of them are coming to have fun, and then not all of them take it so seriously, but then also there's a mix of actors which are also like Jonas, they want to pursue acting as a full career, and then those are some people that we want to value and give incentive for them to be here. So there's a big variance. People who just want to come for fun, people who want to volunteer, people who want to do it for an actual job. So the big variance here. So we need to figure out a specific pay structure for them, and also an incentive program for people who are actually really showing off and really putting their all effort in and going the extra mile. We want to incentivize them, and but then just like I'm saying, there needs to be a structure for that to work, for that our expectations are specific, and then the goals for them are really easy to accomplish, and they can kind of see it, like it's just tangible in front of their face. Whereas like, oh no, just do a great job, won't pay you good. Like that's bullshit, right? Yeah. There need to be KPIs, key performance indicators, that they need to hit, or that we need to see. Like show up this many days. If you don't show up this many days, you fall into this bracket. If you're volunteering, you need to be volunteering for at least this many hours or this much minimum for us to actually put you in the system, which is really small. I think it's like 4 or 5 days, right, for the entire season, over 25 days. Volunteer, and then what do you call donate this much fruit, right, and product. So I think I don't know what method he's going to go about for that or what he's going to do, but it's a completely new system that we're all trying to discover and work through that he can do on his own, and he could figure it out, and that's like his goal for the short time future, right, to do. So that's really another thing that Jacob's been helpful with is also going to the border and picking up stuff. Like that's just having people, like that, just having people to go do that. Just taking 3 hours out of my week to go do that. It's really, really helpful. No, so he's going to go do that tomorrow, Tuesday. He went there. He went last week as well. Yeah. So it's giving me like 4 hours of time, because sometimes it takes 4 hours to go there and come back.
That's really good.
Right?
Yeah. Why don't you have like a token system? Like give customers like one token, and like the best actor, give them a token. Whoever gets the most tokens is like the best actor, and they get an award.
Oh, really? How would we... That's pretty interesting. So how would we separate our actors? How would we create experience where the customers would still be able to come and enjoy it and get shit scared, but then also interact with an employee like that? Because we don't want customers to come in. It's an experience, right? It's like Disneyland. We don't want people to think that this person who's put the Mickey Mouse costume on is a person. We want the customers to think that it's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you can't be like, oh, you're a good actor, Mickey Mouse.
I don't know. You can maybe say like tokens, you scared me or something. I don't know. That's difficult. That's like the gray lines in like business, right? It's like, oh, why isn't it straightforward? But you gotta think of it the other way.
In the end, people could possibly vote for specific characters. Like, for example, if there's like...
I know what you could do.
If there's like Slenderman...
I know what you could do. Take a picture of each actor, right? Yeah. Put it online, and they vote on the people.
Yeah.
No, that's a really good idea.
Right?
Yeah. You could do that. And just put it on the website and be like, okay, if you like this actor, vote here.
Right? That'd be a good way to go about it.
Yeah, because people know Slenderman. And they know those characters, right?
Not all characters will be able to fit into it, but I'm sure some could, right?
Give them like the best ones, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea.
I can visualize it now.
Put on your best actor. That's hype.
I can visualize it and be like, just do like contests or something, like this or submit this, whatever.
That's hella hype.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah. What else next?
I don't know. I'm trying to do like I've been too scattered in my business world right now. Like I spend weekends like just like doing the stuff I don't get done on weekdays,
Uh-huh.
and that's usually like the nitty gritty, like planning, like strategic planning, and like making sure everything's ready for the week.
Uh-huh.
And the past couple of weeks, I have not had time to do that. So I'm trying.
Why, that works for you?
It works for me, yeah. Like I try to do things that like, I can't do 9 to 5, or I don't want to do 9 to 5. Like I want to do 9 to 5 things because like 9 to 5 things for me are like calling stores and like talking to managers, whereas that like before 9 and after 5 is like where I can do stuff that like doesn't interact with those managers and those key people.
Such as?
Um, like strategic planning, like okay, I need to sell this many bottles for the next few days.
Yeah.
And just like sitting down and breaking that down is something that I used to do all the time, so I need to focus on that more. And then doing production, from like I don't know 6 to like 8, like 2 hours of production after 9 to 5 is not always easy, but it helped me in the past. So
It's key?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right now it's key because I don't have that person to replace me 9 to 5. So I'm looking for that person, but it's not easy to find that person because like I had like Tanvir call stores and I've had like other people
Why are
call.
you having people do the things that you're good at?
I just feel like I could train them great.
Well, what's the point of having someone come and do the things that one, you're good at, number two, that you actually enjoy doing? You always get so hyped. Oh yeah, I added this store on. Oh, I did this. Oh, look at that.
No, I know, but
So
like,
why are you doing that then?
because there's so much other stuff to do.
But the other things, why don't you have someone else do that?
I'm working on it.
But isn't that such an easier thing? Like, that's my perspective. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
coming off wrong.
Yeah.
But like the things that you're doing in regards to not strategic planning, that's something that you can only do. But
Yeah.
something such as production or cleanup or all these things which take time,
Yeah.
right? Or like you know how you had to get to blackberries.
Yeah.
Like somebody else could have done that.
Yeah.
Why you sit there and say yeah then?
I don't know. I just want to do this stuff sometimes.
Tanvir could have done that. That's not true, dude. Tanvir could have
Yeah.
done that.
Well, the blackberry thing was emergency. You see those two freaking things over there? Those are blackberries, right?
Yeah.
Basically, what that is blackberry vodka. What happened? They started fermenting.
We're looking at 2 plastic totes.
Yeah.
They're like 10 liters each,
Yeah.
15 liters each. Little totes,
It's like our secret
buckets.
ingredient.
So what's inside there?
Secret ingredient.
Okay, secret ingredient.
Yeah.
We can't tell anybody.
But it started fermenting, which is a problem. It's not supposed to ferment. So I had to restart the process. And it takes like, it has to sit like that for like 2 to 3 days or 3 to 4 days. And like, I didn't want to lose like a day because we were trying to bottle blackberry wine. So I need to get that done. So that's what I did last night.
That's why you ordered 11 pallets of bottles
Yeah.
to bottle blackberry wine.
Yeah.
So who's gonna bottle the wine?
I'm gonna get one of the boys to do. You have like 8 now. Bernardo showed up.
7.
Yeah.
Bernardo did not show up.
No, he didn't.
No, Bernardo's not coming back. That guy's
What are
too
they?
old.
Mauricio and like
So
Alfredo.
Mauricio, Alfredo, Francisco,
Yeah.
Noé, Saul, Vicente,
Cesar.
and Cesar.
That's 6, isn't it?
7. All the Castro boys are 3,
Yeah.
right? Vicente 4, Cesar.
Yeah. It's
Sorry,
7.
Vicente 4,
It's Paco.
and then Paco, and then 2 other guys that just came. So
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
5 more guys are coming next week.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Yeah. You know, I like
So
doing
12 guys
sales.
this year.
I like doing sales, but like this got to the point where I can't do all the sales. Like, I can't do the IMO and I can't service those stores, so I hired out for that.
Yeah, but what happened? So what happened to the Natasha? Not Natasha.
She's still
Jessica, I think her name was.
Jess, yeah,
Jess,
she's still starting up. Like I'm gonna start doing one-on-ones with her for this week, and see how everything goes. I need to set specific objectives and goals for her to hit, and she has to hit those goals.
Uh-huh.
And like I need to know, like I need to have good communication with her. That's the first thing I need to establish. Is like, you can come to me for things that like you need to talk to me about, and like I need to know these things because you might not know that this is important to talk about because you're new at this, and you just need to get that out of her.
But look at Mina,
Yeah.
right? So she came in
Yeah.
this year. I've been here for this many years. I want to get paid more. And then her and I have already talked about over in October, and I slowly just put it in her brain, planted the seed about her being the leader for farm markets and produce.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now we've had conversations to lead up to that, and then we've understood like what her role will be, right? Me, mom, and her talked about it, and her specific expectations are going to be wrapped up around farm markets and in produce. And now you said that it's hard for you to get someone who's already ingrained in the culture up to your standards. Mina has also been ingrained in the standards. She works well with everybody, but now her positioning will be more, or trajectory will be more towards farm markets and produce. And I told her that she needs to have specific expectations and goals for that. So what we're going to do is look at all the sales from farm markets, and she even put it in her job description is to meet and exceed those expectations. And also for produce, it's going to be just keep things to look at, such as, is a produce set up at this time? How many times a day are we going to check a produce? Whose problem is it if this doesn't happen? And mom and Mina and everybody's sitting here, and mom's like, I don't want to do produce. There's so much difficulties in regards to setting up and making it look beautiful. And Mina's like, no, I'll do it. I want to do it. And then mom's like, Mina, you're going to be on the hook. She's like, it's fine. We got it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So that's someone who's been inside the culture and then moved them towards an area of the farm which needs help with, that they have experience with, or not much experience, but they have experience with the culture, and that they can take that area and bring it up to our standards.
Yeah.
So for Tanvir, maybe
you made that tangible. Like you made like, okay, you're gonna do this, but you're gonna be rewarded for that. That's why you're gonna do it, and she's the right person because she's a leader, right? For like Tanvir, like you need to give her like that.
She's great, I think, too, dude.
Tanvir's good. It's just like there's like.
Some employees, when I was like, Tanvir, what's your plan for this week, right? For the engagement stuff? She gave me a list already. She knows.
She's done it with me too. She's good, like, but it's hard because like we're like sometimes you don't have the resources to reward them, or you don't want to because like you want to, but the decision to do that is not yours. You understand what I'm saying? That's what happened with Tanvir.
Oh, sure.
Right?
But then I didn't finish what I was trying to say earlier.
Yeah.
Is that after we had that conversation, which was last Friday, he had to go to Staples or whatever.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to pick things up on Monday, which is today, and work towards spend some more time calling and figuring these things out.
Yeah.
And so where he can just sit next to me and where we can do these things.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll be like, okay, now I have to do legwork, that he can do the legwork, but now he's understood how I do things and how I make the phone calls. Maybe he'll just learn a bit more. And then maybe I'll feel comfortable with him doing it.
Yeah. I don't know, we'll see.
It's just a step by step process. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's pretty chill.
Yeah, I mean, what are your expectations for Drove? Let's talk about that.
I think that he should do the bottling, the canning, because that's brand new.
Yeah.
After I spoke to the winemaker,
there's a brewmaster,
right?
Yeah.
From Abiel's.
Yeah.
That day,
Beep.
he told me. He asked me some really specific questions. How are you gonna transport the wine there?
Yeah.
Once you get the wine there, what kind of size of cans do you want to put it in?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna buy the cans from? How are the lids gonna open? Are you gonna put the labels on there, or do you want us to put the labels on there, or are the cans gonna come printed with the labels on there? He said you really need to dial down the size of the can, because in a single serving of wine, it's 6.5 ounces, but in a can of wine, it's like 16, or a can of beer is like 12 or 16 ounces, right?
Yeah, I know.
So he's like, you need to understand these things. And then how are you going to distribute that? All these specific questions, right? And then we also have to understand what size the machine is going to have. And then we also have to understand what the price point of that freaking can is going to be, right? So someone needs to first do the competitive analysis of looking at what competitors are in the market who have wine, right? What size of wine can or beer can they're using. What price point is that selling at? Are they selling that effectively? Is that something that the marketplace will look at and know right away? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because who are we to set up a freaking tall boy of wine if no one's gonna drink it? There's obviously people out there have already been doing this and it sells well for them. So it's our responsibility for us, number one, to do a competitive analysis on that.
Yeah.
Once the competitive analysis is done, then we can understand, okay, this is the position we should be in, right?
Yeah.
And we should look at who's the local competitors after we understand who's like doing it well, and then come in and then see what's feasible, what's not feasible with the equipment that we have on play, because we need a canning machine, and this is all stuff that Drove can do with your common sense. Does that make sense?
Okay, I don't know where this canning wine idea came from. Okay, my whole expectation about canning wine is if it's easy, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, but it's easy.
If it's gonna be a whole new project, like what you're saying right now, it's gonna be a whole new project, and you're gonna need to do like probably spend like maybe 100 hours on this one project, because it's not that. For me, it wouldn't be 100 hours, but for Drove, it'd be 100 hours. What I'd rather be doing is what makes more sense. Is to start a cider or starting a distillery.
What the hell? That's a completely different project.
Exactly.
Yeah, but why would you want to do that?
Because canning wine is not the right way to go, dude.
Why not?
There's not a market for that.
Who said that?
I know that.
But that's not what Sarah Henning said. She said it herself.
But
like
she's
crazy.
in New York, dude.
Yeah, but we haven't even tried it here. You're just saying no for yourself without even
No,
trying.
I'm not. The reason you want a competitive analysis, right? The fastest growing industry in alcohol is cider. In Europe and Africa, it's cider. In BC, it's cider. In Alberta, it's cider. The thing with cider is basically it's wine. You have apples in it to be the base, and it's a way quicker turnaround than wine. Wine will take 6 months to make one bottle of wine, one batch of wine. Cider will take 2 weeks, and the consumption of cider is within one sitting, where the consumption of wine is within 3 to 4 sittings. You need to share with family. So
what is he gonna do for cider then?
I don't know yet. Like, I don't want, like, the thing with this canning wine idea, it's like one of the, I don't know the right word to say, but it's like one of the freaking like things with our business where we try to do too much without focusing on what we already have and getting that to 100%. Which is like, I know you and Dad on the other side of the fence of that. Like, I want to build this building, I want to do this, I want to do that. But like for me, it's like I want to have this perfect before I start a new thing, which is like the winery is not 100% there yet. So I don't want to start like canning wine when like there's X, Y, and Z to do, and like before that is handled, I don't want to start something new, because that's just gonna make me. For me, it's gonna start making me rip my hair out, and it's like I don't want to do that, you know. So, it's sure we can can wine. Like I can get that done. I'll get that done like in like a month or less than a month. I can get that done in 2 weeks with me and Drove.
Yeah, then why don't you do it?
I don't want to.
Yeah, but why not?
Because this is okay. You're gonna start canning wine.
No,
right?
but you literally just said that you don't want to do it because you think that it's a new project for you to do.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna be too much work for you to do.
Yeah, but there's other things I need to do.
No, I understand. So there's other things that you need to do as well. But then why can't we do both?
I think this is the problem.
You're just gonna
this is the problem.
At the end, you're just gonna be like, yeah, we can.
Listen,
yeah, we can.
listen,
We're gonna like, okay,
no,
let's do it. Yeah, we can wine.
Linda,
Linda,
listen. Linda, listen.
Watch.
Linda, okay. This is the problem with our business from my perspective in the winery. Is that you guys, when I mean you guys, is you, Dad, Mom, and Gurleen don't understand the winery to the right extent. Like, you're not on the same page.
What's there to understand?
What exactly?
What's help us there?
Help us there. Okay.
Yeah, help us.
Do you know exactly?
Or help me specifically.
Do you know exactly the process of making the berries into the wine and selling it to the customer?
I've written it down. I can pull it up.
You've written it down, but the last time you wrote it down was like in 2015.
No, it wasn't. It was last winter.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was.
No, was it?
Yeah, it was. I wrote
no,
it
wasn't.
down.
It was 3 years ago.
No, it wasn't. I wrote it down.
I remember this, dude.
What's the point of me knowing this? Do you know how hard it is to take a freaking strawberry and grow it?
That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What's the point?
I'm not saying you should start. I'm not saying.
What's the point of me knowing that? I don't understand. How's it do with growth?
Listen. you want me to start a new project on the wine, right? And then this is like you saying like I want to start putting in gooseberries and start making gooseberries and selling gooseberries to stores. That's what you're saying. But like what you would say to that is like I need to focus on strawberries and I need to sell strawberries because you're already doing that, which is like starting like.
I'm not saying for you to sell gooseberries. That's not a good example.
It is.
No, it isn't. A good example for you would be like growing my strawberries with a tunnel over top of it.
No, that's not.
Yeah, it is because it is. What's difference between? I'm not telling you to make your wine specifically different.
No,
all I'm saying.
I know.
And if you don't want to do it because you don't have time, I can help with Drove and me and him can do it.
Yeah.
But it's literally just taking the wine in your tanks and packaging in a different manner and that to be distributed specifically for that. All I'm telling you to do is put your wine in a different size for a consumer to drink, opposed to the bottles and try it. That's all I'm saying.
You know a better option to that?
What is that?
It's just have a wine bottle this small.
No, but those are ugly.
They're not.
If you're saying it's a better option, but you don't. It's completely
Mir,
different.
Mir.
Look. This is a coffee cup.
You don't drink wine for that reason. You don't understand consumers. Why would a person open up? Yo, Grenleen went to the States. She bought a wine in a can, right?
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever gonna do that again.
She
had a bad experience.
It doesn't matter.
It's a one-time buy.
Dude, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
No, it doesn't matter because people who are going to the lake will take a freaking 6-pack of cans.
Why won't they take this?
Because they don't want to pour it into bottles, into beer or wine glasses.
They're gonna have such a shitty experience.
That's not true.
It
You don't
is
know
true.
that. All I'm trying to say to you is this: you don't know until you tried.
Yo, I already know.
Right now,
This
is Gary V, and this is
Oh my
us pondering
God.
the idea.
You're not.
I'm not saying
Gary
I'm
Vee
right.
now.
I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying you're right. I'm saying until we try it, we don't know what's right. And there's enough viability, and it's an easy enough a project for you to try it.
You don't know.
But
this is the problem.
I do. There is
You're
enough.
arrogant right now.
No, it's not.
You are.
You are.
No,
there's
I'm not.
enough. There's enough. What do you call
I'm gonna let you talk.
There's enough.
I'm gonna let you talk right now.
There's enough influence from other wineries around the world who have fruit wine that have done what we're talking about, what I'm talking about right now, for us to look at it and see if it's good. I don't know if a haunted corn maze was going to be good. Oh, you have a corn maze, you guys just feed to the kids. Why would anybody want adults to come here? I don't know if a potato festival is going to be good. I don't know if selling strawberries wholesale was going to be good. I don't know if doing any of these things were good. But we don't know until we try, is all I'm saying. So you to sit there and say it's not going to be a good idea is a shitty job.
You're not.
That's all I'm saying to you.
You're not understanding.
No, but
listen. You're not understanding.
You're not listening to what I'm saying. You to say that is. I want you to answer my question.
Yeah.
For you to sit there and say that it's not going to be the right thing for our business without trying it, do you think that's the right way for you to look at it?
100%. Okay, good.
That's where you and I disagree. Cheers.
See, look, you don't understand the winery. Okay, there's 168 hours a week, right? You don't spend those 100 hours here. You spend those 100 hours in the farm. Do you understand? That's the difference between... You don't even spend 20 hours in the winery a week. That's what I'm saying. You guys are not on the same page as me. Like, we're buying new equipment, right? Do you know how that's going to help the business? How that's going to help the winery? Whereas, like...
I know from a business perspective.
No, that's not...
Yeah, I do.
How? Give me why 100% is from a business perspective.
Of why the tanks are going to help you?
Yeah.
It's from main specific reasons. It's mostly just scalability. Larger tanks, you can do more wine, right? One thing, right? So larger batches, reduce costs. Second thing is that larger tanks, it's much easier for you to work with because now you have these bigger tanks that you can put more wine into, opposed to having multiple tanks where you're doing the same exact product from. Those are one of the main two reasons. Maybe there's other reasons in there. Second thing is obviously purchasing costs. Now you purchasing large tanks will last you for a longer amount of time, so that's going to go value over your larger amount of time. It's business perspective. I know enough about the winery to know those things. I know enough about the goat yoga or the kitchen or the food, just like you do. Any business person walking in here can have a half an hour conversation with you in regards to how the wine works, and can ask you specific questions about your company to possibly give you suggestions. That's all I'm doing. I'm not saying that the beer is going to be 100% the right thing. I'm just saying that you don't know until you try it.
This is where we disagree.
Yeah.
Okay.
I understand. But you haven't given me a reason to say that why it's not going to be a good idea.
have.
You haven't given a reason why it's not going to be a good idea until you try it. It's
It's
all speculation.
a waste of time.
Anecdotal speculation.
It's a waste of time.
Cheers to that. Next topic.
How? Okay. How are you going to depend on Old Abbey Ales to can your wine if you're going to sell it?
To who? Old Abbey Ales?
Yeah.
We can't depend on them.
Then how are you going to do it?
We'll figure out a way.
So, the cost of the canner.
We don't have to purchase the canner.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But how are you going to depend on how are you going to depend on renting it, or how are you going to depend on going to a different place to get it done for you?
Fieldhouse, everybody else sells out of wine.
No,
right? Sells out of beer.
Yeah.
Right? So from our perspective, it could be our marketing plan to just sell out. We can whenever we can, or we can schedule in a canner to come and can for us, or we can take our product to someone else who does canning.
They don't
such as Clearbook Canning. Fieldhouse obviously has a canner. There's so many breweries that popped up around here.
Yes.
Obviously, they don't all have called canning equipment.
Yeah.
They don't all have it.
They do.
No, let's just say they don't all have it.
Yes.
It's really easy for you to say that they all have it, right? It makes more sense to say that they don't all have it.
Now you're speculating.
But no, I'm speculating. I'm speculating in the majority. It makes more sense that not every single canning place has the canning equipment.
No,
look
it doesn't.
it does. Free stuff experience. Look at Lauren Taze.
Yeah.
Right. Beep that out too. Look at our competitor.
I'm
right.
beeping a lot of this out.
Look at a local competitor here.
Yeah.
He presses a lot of juice, right, for farmers.
I know.
With his big press.
I know.
He purchased it. Now he's offering that as a renting service for local companies to do that. So there's canners that do this.
Yeah. Okay. That still doesn't make sense for us.
It makes complete sense. I would love for the viewers to listen to this and to weigh in their opinions.
They don't have as much as you do about the winery.
But it's a business perspective. I'm not saying I know as much as you do
How
about
is
the
that?
winery.
Okay, you've talked about production specifically about the equipment, right? My brain goes straight to sales. How is that? Because the foundation of those equipment is not the production; it's the actual sales. That's the foundation of the winery is sales, right? And we haven't tapped out BC in terms of sales yet. That's my main objective here. Sure, canning wine, right? You could introduce that to, like, if you want to sell 1 million bottles of, 1 million cans of cans, 1 million cans of canned wine, right? How are you going to do that?
I'm not saying sell 1 million.
What's the point of doing
It
it?
doesn't have to be a market leader.
What's the point of doing it then?
Because it still has the precedent to make $100,000 a year in a really simple fashion. Just in Fraser Valley. You don't know that.
I do.
You don't.
I do.
You don't know it. You don't. You do not, because you have not tried it. You don't know what a freaking octopus tastes like if you haven't eaten an octopus.
This is not about eating octopus.
Yes, but I'm just saying you haven't tasted it.
Yours is too full up.
This is why
on
Costco
crazy.
provides samples. No, it's not. It's just simple business practice. You don't know. If Mike Ivanov was sitting here,
the reason why
if Mike
Costco-
Ivanov was sitting here, do not beep that. That's worth it. If Mike and Ivanov was sitting here, he'd tell you to your face, Gorv, you don't know.
Obviously.
Yeah, Tom was sitting here, you say, Gorv, you don't know.
Oh my god, man.
Tom, you take Tom the advice over mine.
No.
Yeah, that's the thing.
No.
It's just that you don't like the advice coming from me because it's
No, that's
about
not
the
true.
wine. I don't know what it is.
I'm not subjective like that.
Okay, move on to the next topic. There's too much boringness for the viewers.
I know.
It's 8:32 now.
I'm not canning wine, dude. I'm not canning wine right now. I'd rather make cider and can cider.
But you're gonna can that anyways.
Obviously, when I have cidery, I'm gonna can wine.
So Drove is literally just what do you call doing all the work for you now.
Yeah.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
So look at it from that perspective then.
Okay. This is where we disagree. Let's move on.
You're literally gonna do all the work that for canning a cider that Drove can help you with right now.
It's not the same. It's not the same at all.
End discussion.
No, it's
Game
not
point.
end discussion, dude.
What's next? I've asked like 6 times. What's next?
What's next?
You can't get over canning the wine.
Tell me, okay, what's the most... In berries, what's the missing thing in the market? If there's one thing you could do like this, and it would make you $1 million, what's missing?
Oh, make berries. Make strawberries freaking. About culture again. Strawberries are so massive in Japan. They're not here. That's the thing. Strawberries, fruit and farming is not as massive in culture as it should be. So that's why I would love to change, but it's really hard.
What
to
does
do
that mean, though?
It's like clout. It doesn't have clout on Instagram or Facebook.
What the hell is clout?
It doesn't have influence.
Okay.
It doesn't have influence like it does, like the Old Town Road did, and how everybody knew the Old Town Road song. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what strawberries is missing.
But like blueberries doesn't have that. Or raspberries doesn't have that.
None of it does.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say that's what's missing. It doesn't have the attention that it used to.
Okay. Why do you
Because
think
because in previous years, I bet you people could disagree with me because obviously veganism and plant-based is growing in popularity, right? With the Beyond Burger and everything else that's happening. But like
you know the Beyond is a company?
Oh really?
Beyond Meat's a company. They went public and they're $1 billion company.
That's crazy.
Yeah, anyways.
But like looking at like Gucci, I went there to go purchase a suit.
Yeah.
But I saw their clothing line that it has a big strawberry on their chest now, and the strawberries print everywhere, and it has Gucci written on it, and so
Yeah.
that's cool. Like to see such a big brand
Yeah.
like that, and to embrace strawberries, so that's bringing it back into the side of the consumer.
Yeah.
And what's on Instagram, people who are on Instagram and Facebook will see that for sure because people see Gucci all the time, right?
Yeah.
So that's really, 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 really cool and positive for us strawberry farmers,
Yeah.
right? So I don't think that people think of it, and as many strawberry farmers think of it from that perspective. But like in Japan, they're really good at taking a product and romanticizing it or attaching it to an emotion, which then it sells really well for consumers, and they purchase it around a holiday or for a specific purpose.
Yeah.
Strawberries are just like, okay, it's a great tasting strawberry, but it's not like strawberries are attached to giving a gift to your partner or to your first date, which it is in Japan, because they've literally named varieties of strawberries like the essence of a first love, or partnership for a lifelong dream or something like that.
Why can't you do that here?
So we can,
Why
but
can't you for like Valentine's Day? Obviously, you don't have strawberries for Valentine's Day, but you could have like dried strawberries for Valentine's Day.
no, I understand.
And you could
can't.
put that in a heart.
Yeah.
And be like, this is a perfect Valentine's Day gift.
So I think that what we should be doing maybe in the coming years is to put strawberries in a greenhouse.
Why don't you have dried strawberries? Because dried strawberries, you can have a whole dried strawberry. It looks like a strawberry.
Yeah, I know. I want to try it.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah, we should. Have Drove do that. There you go. Drove more work for Drove.
Drove is working on the wine, dude.
Okay. Sounds good.
That's what I hired him for. But anyways, he can do that stuff. Like, that's not... I don't want to put him in that box.
No, but he should. We can look at these things. I don't think that it's not why. It's just that we haven't had time.
Yeah.
I think that's all it is.
No.
But that's essentially what's missing from farming and fruit culture in a whole, is that it's not a part of culture. Because it was a part of culture when people, mom and dad's age, would come in and do you picking, etc. And like also moms do that too, right? And like we're pretty good in regards to our social media to get people out here and be a part of the berry season and come and pick. With the festival that's coming, hopefully we can make it to where people come in here and take pictures with the strawberry patch or with strawberries, right? But like, it's just that it's not romantic. There's no emotion attached with strawberries or raspberries.
How do you create that momentum? Like, how would you
like
start?
people buy Gucci to show it off.
Yeah.
People drink Ace of Spades,
Yeah.
champagne, at Cactus Club. Purchase a freaking $70 bottle of Ace of Spades at $300 price at
Yeah.
Cactus Club.
Yeah.
Just to show people that they can do it. People go to nightclubs and get bottle service with like girls walking out in like sparklers and things in front of everybody just to show off. Oh, look at me! I have all this money in front of everybody, right?
Sure.
So that's like people are doing that just to take a picture, so people can take a picture and show it off to their friends. So obviously that would be cool for that to happen for the strawberries, raspberries, and blueberries, regardless of what demographic it is, if it's an older, younger, or whatever demographic it is. So that's what the strawberry festival is intended to do, to make it something which is fun and experience based. But that's essentially what's missing, just an experience to come and be a part of berry season on the farm.
How are you gonna do that?
With the festival that we're holding, I do like sometimes when I'm just I have free time, I look at like videos on YouTube about strawberries and things that are like obviously top viewing videos with a lot of likes that are about a specific topic, or in a general sense received well amongst society for that like there's interest there, right? So like if you looked at number one video about GoPros that someone shot, there's something about that video that people really like, regardless if it's the creator behind it or the feature of the GoPro, or the video that they shot, but there's something that happened in that video which people like. So for me, I'll Google like strawberries, or I'll YouTube strawberries harvest, or whatever it is, and some videos will pop up. It's like one of them that I've seen is like the white strawberry from Japan, right? Or I've seen just like those names of strawberries, or I've watched another video on like mangoes and how mangoes sold for $5,000 on an auction, right, in Japan. So like just I'm curious to why it sold. So just researching that and understanding it.
The way that I see that happening with strawberries, like with anything in the world, is if you have the most influential person in the world, blast out the name.
Yeah, that's a good, real simple way to do it.
Right? So, if you really want that to work and you want to take a huge risk, why don't you spend X amount of dollars trying to get to that influencer and get them to do this? If you think it would work. Like, I'm thinking like Drake. If Drake is like, strawberry, he wants on strawberry for like a month.
Yeah, people will come get strawberries.
Exactly.
We want Drake to say man farm strawberries, so.
Sure.
How do I get someone to do that?
It's just about spending money and time. At the end of the day, if you're gonna look at it, it's resources for resources. You can get lucky, but like that's not how it always works.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of people out there like that.
I guess I could hack culture.
Hack culture, but that's
yeah,
that's like
just like what Gary Vee used to do. He'd look up like someone that you really want to be a part of your community.
Yeah.
He'd look them up on Twitter and see what they posted about, and if someone's been posting about like Vancouver Canucks, I hate Vancouver Canucks, I hate who they are, I hate this, I hate that, but I love like Colorado Avalanche, and even though they live in Abbotsford, you could send them something from Colorado Avalanche that has man farms attached to it, and they could get hyped, as long as if that's someone that you really care about. You know what I mean? Really understanding what that person cares about.
Sure.
And what that person values their time around.
Sure.
Because some people are fans about some specific things, and fans are like fanatics, and like a fanatic is someone that doesn't really care about anything that has emotion attached to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? People will pay like millions of dollars or like thousands of dollars to go to football games and buy football jerseys, etc., but they won't spend money on bills.
Why don't you start with that? Like, why don't you go to sporting events and give them dried strawberries?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. You just need that vehicle where it's like strawberries are in front of people all the time.
No, I understand. Guerrilla marketing? I don't know. Maybe I need to have the right people on my team for marketing in that sense. I have good creators, good photographers, and but just not enough people doing those things.
Yeah.
You understand that? Alright.
I think we're good. Today was a little bit more
spicy?
Fired up.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah, a lot of beeping.
A lot of beeping. We understand beeping this episode. Alright guys, thank you for listening. Hope you guys have an awesome week. This was episode number
9.
Yeah. With MFers. That's what we're being called right now. Maybe we'll be called something else in the future. Yeah. Right now it's MFers.
Thanks guys.
Thanks. See you later guys. Talk to you later.